my lovely beading people! How are you today? Today I'm going to show you how to make this easy beaded ring. I have this version and this version of the ring. This is a quick and easy tutorial. This is a very easy project to make. This is very suitable for beginners. So I hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to tell a little bit about the project now. First of all, we're going to make this with two colors, because if you want to make one with one color, you can just follow the same pattern, only you don't have to change the colors one at a time. But if you want to make two colors, you need to follow a pattern. Oh, sorry, that was my computer. You need to follow a pattern. You can only use two colors because the pattern won't allow it to use more colors than that, or you will have to have very large fingers. Then you could do 3 colors at a row, but I'm going to show you that later. So I'm going to show you how you can follow this pattern, and it's, as I said, it's very easy and it's a very elegant ring. And I'm also going to make a bracelet with this one, but that one we will see next week. For this project you will need one beading needle. You can use a size 10 or a size 12, just what you have or what you like to work with. You can choose to do this project in one color of Tila beads, so you will get a ring like this, that is in one color. Or you can use to do this with 2 colors, and then you will get a pattern like this one. So that is just up to you. What I recommend, but you can vary this, is to choose a color of Tila bead and match the color of seed beads with them. So in this case I used a silky like Tila bead. This one is called Silk Satin Crystal from Miyuki, and I use from Miyuki the matte crystal beads, because they really match up in color. And this one are just transparent crystal beads, and you can use the transparent small beads, the seed beads with them. But I like to give it a little color, so I choose to use the transparent AB crystal. So you need Tila beads and you need 15-0 seed beads in 2 colors, in this case, because we're going to use 2 types of colors of Tila beads. And you will need some fire line. I recommend to use crystal if you also going to make a white ring, but if you use black beads or other color beads, you can also use another color, just what you like. So let's start. Now first of all, thread your needle with about 1 arm span of fire line. You can better use a little too much than a little too less, because you can tie in another piece afterwards, because you can break your ring with that, because it's not strong enough. Now I use about 20 Tila beads for 1 ring, and that matches my ring finger. I suggest you start with this amount of beads, so 20 beads, so 10 of one and 10 of the other. And then you can always add more beads later. Now I'm going to pick up 1 Tila bead and I'm going to slide this one down. And I'm going to hold my tail, and I'm going to wrap that tail around my finger so it won't slide off. Like this. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see better what I'm doing. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to stick it in the second hole of the Tila bead, like this, and pull. And don't pull too hard, because you will pull out your other thread, your tail. Now we're going to take our needle and we're going to go back in the first hole of the Tila bead, and again up through the second hole of the Tila bead, and we're going to do this one more time again. This will be our starting point. make sure that when you end, that your threads are next to each other. So your tail and your thread you're going to work with, like this. Now we're going to pick up the same color as you started with. So I'm going to pick up one crystal Tila and I'm going to slide this one down. Like this. And I'm going to hold them together. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to hold them together. And with my needle I'm going through the second hole of the Tila bead we just added. Like this. And pull gently. Now you can see I have two Tila beads on top of each other. Now I'm going to pick up one silky bead, a silky Tila bead, and I'm going to slide it down. And again I'm going to lay it next to the other one. And I'm going to take my needle and I'm going through the second hole of that Tila bead. Like this. And I'm going to pick up another silky bead. And I'm going to slide this one down. And I'm going with my needle through the second hole of the Tila bead downwards. Like this. And gently pull. As you can see with our thread we're going to go in this pattern. So I'm going to pick up one crystal bead because we added two crystal beads and two silky beads. So I'm going to pick up one crystal bead and I'm going to slide this one down. And I'm going to go up on the second hole of the Tila bead, like this. And again, this is a crystal one, so I need another crystal one. I'm going to pick up one crystal one and I'm going to slide it down. And I'm going to hold it against the other Tila bead. And with my needle, going through the second hole of the Tila bead and pull gently. Like this. There's something I have to tell you about the silky beads. I found the silky beads to be a little bit sharp. So these crystal ones are more rounded, more so as if they were filed, but these are more sharp. So if you use silky beads, and I believe they have a variety of colors in silky beads, remember that you don't want to pull your thread too hard, because you can break your thread and then you can start all over again, and that would be a shame. So we're going to pick up one silky bead again, and I'm going to slide this one next to the previous one, and I'm going to hold it. Going to take my needle and go up through the second hole of the silky bead and gently pull. And now I'm going to pick up another silky bead and I'm going to slide this one down like this, and then go through the second hole of the Tila bead like this and pull gently. Now you can see this is the pattern we're going to follow, and you can see it's just 2 crystal, 2 silky, 2 crystal, 2 silky. I'm going to finish this one now until I added my last piece, because I know I used 20, so I'm going to end this row with silky beads. If you ended this, you're going to fit it on your finger, and if you don't fit it, you need to add more beads, but be careful that you don't add let's say we started with crystal, don't end with crystal, because you will have 2 crystals next to each other. So please be careful with that, and just count, and if the first one you make fails, it doesn't matter, because at least you know at the end how many beads you need to fit your finger. Now, before I forget to tell you that, if you end and you fit your ring, you have to make sure, or you have to I can show it with this little piece. If you pull the beads a little, they can be a little bit more wide. That is because the holes of the sometimes we pull a little hard, and then the beads shove towards each other. So if you're going to fit your ring, be sure to hold this end thread tight. Give it just a little tug. Don't do this too hard because the beads will shove very easily. So just give it a little tug so all the beads will stand the way they will when you're going to wear it. Because if you don't do this, they can the ring can be too big. So that's all there is for now to tell you. I'm going to finish this this part, and when I edit my last beads, I'm going to show you how to attach everything together. Be sure to end with a pair, so don't end with just one bead, because if you end with a pair, we will be able to attach it to the next set of the pair, so the first set, so the first pair. But if you don't, it doesn't fit in like it doesn't fit. It needs to fit like a puzzle. So I'm going to come back to you, and then I'll show you what to do. Now, as you can see, I threaded on my last set of beads, and that are the second color. So because I started with the first color, so I want to attach this piece onto this piece. As you can see, if you just follow the pattern, you end with a top one, so a top Tila bead, and that one will fit into this hole. Now, before you're going to do that, fit your ring, see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, you can add another pair of crystal and another pair of these second color, the silky beads. And maybe you can, and this is the part where you can maybe choose to use 3 beads. I have a set of 20, and I don't have enough because I will have one left to make rows of 3 beads. But for instance, if you will need one set more of beads, you can also do 3 beads, and then you will you can go with 3 colors. So if you need to use one set, then you have a set of let's see, 22 beads. You can make a set of 3, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or sorry, 12. You need 2 sets of beads. And then you can divide them into sections of 3. Sorry. So you will have to count to see how many you need. Maybe you will start off with the one colored version of this ring, so you can see how many beads you need to fit your finger. Now we're going to attach this to each other. So I'm going to take my end piece, and my bead is coming. My thread is coming out of this way, so I'm going to see which one I have to connect. So I will have to go where my thread is coming out of. So that's my starting point, like this. And now we're going to take our needle, and I'm going to stick it through the next 2 holes, like this, and pull. And I'm going to do this one more time again, downwards. So I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to stick it through the next 2 holes. And I'll pull. Now I'm going to take out my seed beads, because we're going to attach the seed beads now. Like this. So I'm going to pick up my work again on my finger, like I just did. And this is the silky color, so I'm going to pick up 3 15-0, the silky color, or the frosted color in this case. And I'm going to stick it down through the first and the second Tila bead downwards, and pull, like this. And now I'm going to take 3 more of the silky color one, and I'm going to stick it through the next hole of the Tila bead we're coming out of, and through the first hole of the next Tila bead. Like this. Now we're at the crystal, so we're going to pick up 3 crystal seed beads, and we're going to stick it down through the next hole of the Tila bead and the first hole of the second Tila bead, and pull like this. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more. Maybe you can see a little better. So I'm going to take 3 15-0 seed beads again, and I'm going to stick it through the next hole of the Tila bead and the first hole of the silky bead, like this. And now we're at the silky bead again, so I'm going to pick up 3 silky seed beads, and I'm going to stick it down through the second hole of the silky seed of a Tila bead and the first hole of the next Tila bead on the other side, like this. And again I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, going to stick it in the next hole, in the first hole of the Tila bead, and I'm going to pull it through the other side. And again pick up 3 seed beads, like this, and go to the other side, like this. And again pick up 3 seed beads and go to the other side. Well, I think by now you get the point what we are going to do, and I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to meet up when I reach this Tila bead. So I'm going to meet up when I at this seed bead, or Tila bead. That's the last Tila bead of the row. Now I'm ready to add my next or my last row of beads. So I added my last row of beads, and now we're going to go through the next 3 seed beads, like this, and pull. And we're going to go through the next Tila bead and down through the Tila bead that's under that one, and pull. And I'm going to go through the 3 seed beads, and then I'm going to come up through the next 2 Tila beads. And now I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to go not through the beads or the Tila bead. Maybe this is very hard to show you on camera, I think. But I'm going to go with my needle under the thread, like this. So that's the thread that is coming out of the Tila bead underneath or next to the seed beads. Now, first of all, if you're going to make this one, exactly this one, with the silky beads, or you're going to use silky beads, remember these are sharp. So if you stop and you're done with your project and you need to tie a knot, don't do this with the silky beads, do this with a crystal bead. So if you're going to make a whole crystal one, I recommend using not 1 arm span but an arm span and a half of file line, and just go through all the beads again one more time, because it can break. But I found out that in this way, one pair of crystals and 1 pair of silky beads, it's okay. So we're under our thread, and we're going to pull this through, not all the way, because we're going to make a loop in our thread. And now we're going to pull, so we have a little knot. So I'm going to go through the next 2 beads to hide that, and through the next Tila beads, but not through the seed beads, and pull. And now I'm going to make another knot, and I hope so. I made another knot, and again I'm going through the next 3 seed beads. So I turned my work around, and then I come up through the next silky bead, and pull, and I'm going to go through, and I turn my work around again, go through the next 3, or maybe the next 2 seed beads. Maybe that will look a little bit better. And I'm just going to pull it through all the way, and I'm going to take my pliers, because I always cut my thread with my pliers, and I'm going to cut my thread, and that's all there is to it. And I'm going to cut the last thread, so that's my beginning thread. Just pull it and snap it off like that, and there you have your ring. Now, as you can see, this is the finished project, and it's very easy to make, and I hope you like this project. As I said, I'm also going to make a bracelet, because I had an idea with the bracelet to make that just a little different, but so that you can make it like this ring, or that you can make it a little bigger. But I'm going to show you that next time. So I hope you like this project, and I hope to see you soon in the next tutorial. Have a nice beading week, and let me know what you think. Bye!